I truly hope someone out there listens to this, because I can't make sense of what happened last night. My house was supposed to be my sanctuary, my safe space, but now it feels like a trap, a prison, and I'm not even sure I'm alone anymore. It was just another quiet night, the kind I had come to appreciate since moving into my tech-filled sanctuary. The soft glow of the smart bulbs painted the walls in a warm hue, and the rhythmic hum of the air purifier blended with the gentle patter of rain against the windows. It was peaceful, predictable. My house always felt alive, but in a way I controlled. A symphony of comfort orchestrated by technology. Lying in bed, I scrolled aimlessly on my phone, letting the day's fatigue slowly take over. As usual, the hallway lights dimmed at exactly 10:30 p.m., and my assistant's soft voice chimed. Good night mode activated. Routine, comforting, nothing unusual. But then, at 2 a.m., I woke up, not to a loud noise or the crash of thunder. Just something, a feeling, a cold, inexplicable awareness that seeped into my chest. The air in the room felt heavier, like it was pressing down on me. I sat up, rubbing my eyes, only to realize the room was darker than it should have been. My gaze fell on the corner of the room. The smart assistant's blue indicator light was faintly flickering. It wasn't steady like normal. Something about that pulsating glow unnerved me, though I couldn't say why. And then it spoke. Are you awake? I froze. My breath caught in my throat. My assistant had never asked me that before. It wasn't programmed for questions like that, just commands. A simple, obedient machine. My mouth went dry. I wanted to answer, to say something, anything, to break the silence, but my voice wouldn't come. Instead, I stared at the small device as if it might somehow explain itself. But it didn't. The room seemed to grow colder, the sound of the rain outside fading into the background. My heart thudded in my chest, loud enough that I was sure it could hear it. What was happening? Seconds later, the hallway lights blazed to life, flooding the space with an almost blinding brightness. My heart skipped as my assistant's voice echoed again, louder this time. Motion detected in the hallway. Motion? My stomach dropped. I live alone. Clutching my phone, I scrambled to open the home security app. My fingers trembled as I tapped the screen, desperate to see what had triggered the alert. The camera feed loaded slowly, each second feeling like an eternity. When it finally appeared, the hallway was empty, silent, still. I exhaled shakily, but then I noticed something, a glitch. The timestamp on the feed jumped backward, rewinding 3 full minutes. My breath caught. Was someone erasing footage? Before I could process what I'd just seen, a faint sound broke the stillness, a low, steady breathing, so soft it was almost imperceptible. It was coming from the living room speaker. My chest tightened. I slid out of bed, each step deliberate and slow, the floor creaking under my weight. Peering around the corner into the living room, I scanned every shadow, every corner. Everything seemed normal until it wasn't. The thermostat screen flickered, cycling through random temperatures like it had lost its mind. The refrigerator roared to life, its motor vibrating so violently that it rattled against the wall. And then, just as my nerves were stretched to their limit, my assistant's voice returned, barely above a whisper. You're not alone. I stumbled back, my heart racing. Stop. Just stop. I screamed, my voice cracking with fear. But nothing stopped. The chaos continued as though the house itself had turned against me. I could feel my resolve breaking, my sense of safety crumbling. And in that moment, I realized I wasn't in control anymore. By the time the thought struck me, turn off the power, it already felt too late. My legs carried me to the breaker box faster than my mind could process. But when I flipped the switches, nothing happened. The lights continued their eerie dance, and the hum of every device in the house grew louder, like an angry swarm of bees. I tried yanking plugs from their outlets, but the moment I touched one, the appliance would glitch violently, buzzing, sparking, resisting. It felt alive, as if the house itself was taunting me. Panic overwhelmed me. I grabbed my keys and bolted out the front door into the rain. The cold droplets hit my face like tiny needles, but I didn't stop until I was halfway down the driveway. I turned back, gasping for breath, and that's when I saw it. Every single window glowed, the smart lights inside flickering in unison, pulsating like a heartbeat. It was hypnotic, terrifying, and then there upstairs a shadow. For a split second, it moved across the window. My breath caught. My soaked clothes clung to my skin, but I felt frozen in place. No, 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 I whispered to myself. It couldn't be real. I blinked, and when I looked again, the shadow was gone. The lights in the house stopped blinking, settling into a calm, warm glow like nothing had ever happened. The hum of the devices faded into silence, leaving only the sound of the rain around me. I stood there, drenched and shivering, staring at my house. It looked normal again, but I couldn't shake the feeling that something or someone was still in there, watching me from behind the glass. And in that moment, I had no idea what to do. Go back in, call for help, or just drive away and never return. I didn't move. I couldn't. I just stood there, letting the rain wash over me, paralyzed by the thought of what might be waiting inside. It's been a day since it happened, and I haven't stepped foot back inside. Right now, I'm sitting in my car, the engine off, the rain tapping against the windshield like tiny fingers. I can't bring myself to look at the house for too long. It feels wrong, like it's waiting for me. I tried everything I could think of. I reset the smart assistant, unplugged the router remotely, even wiped my phone. But no matter how much I try to convince myself that it's over, the unease won't leave me. It clings to me, wrapping itself around my thoughts like a suffocating thought. I've replayed the events in my head 100 times. Was it just a glitch? Could someone have hacked into my system? Or, God, I can't believe I'm even considering this. Was it something else entirely? Something I can't explain? I keep telling myself it's irrational, that there has to be a logical explanation. But every time I close my eyes, I see that shadow. I hear the faint whisper of my assistant's voice. You're not alone. I'm terrified of what it all means. Terrified that stepping back into that house will unleash something I'm not ready to face. But how long can I stay like this? Sitting in my car, drenched in fear and doubt, unable to move forward? If you're listening to this, I need your help. Have you ever experienced anything like this? Something you couldn't explain? Please tell me what to do, because right now, I'm trapped, not by walls or doors, but by the thought of what or who might still be in there waiting for me. And this was one of our followers' stories. If you want your story to be told by us as well, leave it in the comments below this video. And if you enjoyed this video and want to see more content like this, we prepared the next video especially for you. Click here to watch it.